This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, I'm Meteo Mundo Chief Meteorologist Rusty McCraney. This is your tropics update for Monday, August the 28th, 2023. Two areas of interest. We'll start on the right-hand side of your screen. That is Major Hurricane Franklin. Franklin has winds of 145 miles an hour, but thankfully, Franklin is going to stay far enough west of the island of Bermuda where they will not see the direct impacts from Franklin. They should not see hurricane conditions on that island, although tropical storm conditions are possible late Tuesday and into Wednesday. Franklin is a beast of a hurricane. That category 4 strength, but again, moving far enough away from Bermuda where they're not going to see the most direct impacts. Left-hand side of your screen is a different story, though, for Florida. This is going to be Tropical Storm Idalia, which is forecast to become a hurricane later on Monday, and then a major hurricane late Tuesday and into Wednesday morning. Going to zoom in on that track for you right now. That center line would take it towards the Big Bend area of Florida as a major hurricane, a category 3, with winds of 115 miles an hour early on Wednesday morning, just north of the Cedar Key area. That's what we call the Nature Coast, the Big Bend of Florida there. Other areas would include Perry towards Apalachicola and south towards Crystal River. So within and along and east of that center of circulation, there's also a storm surge potential of 7 to 11 feet. There could be major impacts to the west coast of Florida out of Hurricane Idalia, and any interest along the west coast really need to pay attention. Going to also put on the wind plots here so you can see the blue is going to be your tropical storm force winds. The purple is your hurricane force winds, and that pink area is the potential for the major hurricane winds near the center of circulation. I've also put on our spaghetti plots, our models, and you can see they're all in fairly good agreement within that cone of uncertainty from the hurricane center of tracking into that Big Bend area early on Wednesday. Let's talk about some of the rain that we could potentially see. This is the HRRR model over the next 2 days, going to put that into motion. First of all, feeder bands will begin to work their way up the west coast late on Monday, and then you can see Idalia really wraps up late Tuesday and into Wednesday. It's going to continue to gather strength as it moves north in those extremely warm waters of the eastern Gulf of Mexico. There's just really no stopping this system from becoming stronger and stronger. So the weather will go downhill across Florida Monday and into Tuesday. And again, that center of circulation crossing somewhere across the Big Bend early on Wednesday morning. And the Hurricane Center does have Idalia becoming, again, a major hurricane, category 3, with winds of 115 miles an hour. Let's talk about the impacts that we could see in the Bahamas. And again, this is the same model for you here. We're going to start to see some at least scattered showers and storms developing early on Tuesday. Now, we're also going to kick up the sea conditions as well, but you can just see that even some of those outer feeder bands from Idalia could be moving across places like Grand Bahama and Abaco and Eleuthera, even down towards Andros, New Providence, and Nassau. It's not going to be an all-day rain, but these are going to be some very heavy tropical downpours kind of on and off as our winds swing out of the south to southeast. And speaking of that, I do want to talk about the European model real quick as well, just showing you again that not just one model, but the models are in pretty good agreement with Idalia really wrapping up. You can see that low is very defined. It's going to be a strong system. And again, moving into the Big Bend, the European model is very much in agreement with the other major models. Speaking of the sea conditions in the Bahamas, again, we're going to start to have an east wind turn more southerly as Idalia moves up, but really it's the waves being produced out of Hurricane Franklin several hundred miles off towards the east that is really going to kick up the sea conditions, especially in exposed areas east and north of the islands. We're going to have some large, dangerous easterly swells over the next couple of days. So there's a small craft advisory. Mariners really need to pay attention. That's the Grand Bahama Marine forecast. Again, sheltered locations, seas will be lower, but you get out into exposed waters, you should expect 3 to 5 foot seas plus However, we could see 7 to 12 foot seas over the Atlantic exposed waters, so please be very cautious. Small craft advisories are in effect through at least tomorrow. Dangerous easterly swells will be out there. Again, it'll be a little bit quieter on the western and southern sides of the island, but northern and eastern sides towards Walker's Key, and then the eastern sides of places like Abaco and Eleuthera, we'll see those dangerous easterly swells. We're also approaching a high full moon phase, so minor coastal flooding is expected during the high tide cycles, mainly along the east and south coasts of the islands I just mentioned. So sea conditions getting kicked up by Franklin, and then strong south winds coming in with Idalia, going to also bring in some scattered showers and storms. Friends, that's the latest, but obviously there's a lot to talk about. We'll keep you updated right here. Please like and subscribe to Meteo Mundo.